Welcome. I'm sorry I haven't announced this to anyone. I'm just feeling the beginning of the solstice preparations open up an energetic portal right now, and it feels so beautifully deep, a call to remember ancient codes of remembering unlocking in our DNA now. And I'm getting, just to call this transmission and this moment and this portal, the renewing and breathing and the rebirthing of in the cave of creation within now. So that's the renewing, rebreathing, and rebirthing. You could even say reweaving, I'm guessing, in the cave of creation now. And there's this beautiful symbiosis opening up within our own inner caves of creation. So when we're embodying our femininity, if you like, and expressing as that, we might identify that as the womb, but within each of us, there is a cave of creating in the sacred energy alchemy within us. And it's where we come to let go of everything, to drop into beingness, to rest super deeply in that nothingness and everythingness, where the pure sea of raw potential is always alive in us, waiting to nourish that divine spark, that divine creation, inspiration spark that will breathe a new creation into being. And when that happens, it follows a sacred alchemy pathway within us. Now, the alchemy of duality sees that sacred alchemy as something which has many weavings, if you like, threads which reach out and away from us into what's externalized, where we become codependent upon external factors, and we need to control or even manipulate what's going on outside of our domain of creating, because what's going on with our sacred creative alchemy, in the tantric alchemy of that, if you like, is reaching outwards for its fulfillment, for its landing, for whatever it wants to achieve. And there is a disempowerment story in that, of always being vulnerable to external circumstances in order to accomplish what we're here to do in any one moment, or in the long, grander picture of life, our life story, our soul. And also to have our needs met, to have that okayness that comes from something outside of ourselves, even outside of our scope, even outside of our sacred domain, what we have free will domain over and with and within, that being what we cannot feel whole without it. Now, there is a beautiful re-engagement now, a reactivation now of, I don't wish to throw that word around, but I'm going to say a re-emergence or reconnection, there we go, with a sacred alchemy of that breath of creating, following those energetic pathways within our system, where instead of reaching outwards, it completes its circuit entirely within our fields, within our system, within even our body. Now, you might be familiar with the chakras and the possibility of the way energy and forces. The alchemy is the interplay of energetic forces in motion, if you like, in connection, in relationship, as they move through our chakra systems. And I say systems because we're speaking to more than one system, and the different dimensions of the chakra systems here now. But the system, if you like, the dimension, no, the system that wants to come online now, that we're being called, that is simply opening. I'm really being showing this opening in the collective field. And I say that's a tribal collective, not absolutely everybody on the planet, just those for whom we are part of this wave. There is a beautiful opening in the dimension of self that remembers the encodements within the planetary consciousness of being a body in direct connection to the earth. Now, there are those among us who have been guarding these encodements for a very long time and live as tribes in the rainforest, always there as a little reminder, a little spark or a twinkle in the consciousness of those of us who are more disconnected in westernized civilization. That there is something more in terms of connectivity. There is something always alive within the DNA of the human template, the human blueprint, that remembers what it is to be a body in direct connection with the elements and the earth and the naturalness, free from all of the creations that we use to be okay within our existence that we've created. Now, this is not a message of shun all worldly things and learn how to live in the mud and with the trees and with the sea and the rivers again. Well, there are those who are guardians of these codes, honoring that within you, within humanity on the planet. This is for those of you who are actually more to be liberated from your dependency upon the creations that you've made in separation state to keep you vibrationally in a state of harmony, so that you may so that your systems may once again reset themselves in the frequencies and patterns that are always contained and are now unlocking within your human blueprints for generating those harmonic resonances, the vibrational state of feeling okay, of okayness as a human body in a human planet, in a man-made world, coming more directly from your interconnectivity and consciousness with the planet herself. This does not necessitate dramatic changes in lifestyle, other than those you are personally, uniquely guided to in the moment. This does not depend upon what you do externally. This is an internal reset, an energetic reset. And it is Mama Gaia calling her children home to her again. It is Mama Gaia vibrating those resonances within the planetary field that will act within the unique fields of each of you humanly as a divine call to remembering, an awakening call, that this body has within it the remembering of vibratory oneness within the very earthy matter of Gaia's surface, that all of her plants and creations, even the animals, have been grown for the purpose of symbiotic relationship with human consciousness. Even though the story has been one of non-symbiosis, there is a memory of the potential and capacity for symbiosis deep within the DNA of humanity and human consciousness, and that is being unlocked now. Not as a you must do something about it, but as in you are welcome to rest in the resonance of this and vibrate it in your fields and allow the clearing and healing this is going to necessitate. This is going to facilitate the cry from the womb of creation of all of the mess and chaos of civilized creations, where they conflict with the wholeness they're designed to recreate in the space of absence and disconnectivity within the earth. You see, so many creations are made to reproduce a feeling of comfort, a feeling of kindness, a feeling, in fact, of warmth and love and nourishment that would come from the natural reconnection of the body within the planet, but has so long been, in a collective level, generically so unavailable to so many for so long. So it has been necessary. We urge you not to judge the world of your own creating, or to panic about the dissonances you see now, and many of you are seeing many more of now, in the creations that keep you in comfort at this time. Not to vision the suddenly, or the shock events that might collapse all of the systems that are holding you in safety at this time as physical beings within a world that is going through its own rebirth, but to feel a compassion and an understanding that even what was dissonant, even these creations that seem so alien and conflicting with the naturalness of Gaia's kingdoms, that they were necessary because essentially they were compensating for the absence of clear, pure, natural connection that has been so long dormant in the collective human blueprint for consciousness. And that harmony itself is not to be thrown out. Kindness, comfort, warmth, love, nourishment, these are divine qualities that would reach the human consciousness however they might. But through free will, the human consciousness has evolved over a separation story that is coming to an end in parts now, in stages, in degrees and graduations. And as this story comes to an end, there is a gentleness inherent in the possible, the potential for how love would very gently unwind itself from this story of separation and rematriate itself in the story of wholeness, harmony, interconnectivity, and that lovely vibratory, resonant, deep remembering that in this moment, this body is enough, is nourished, is supported, is loved, has belonging, and fits perfectly and beautifully within the consciousness of Gaia and all her dimensions. The process itself has harmony. There is no urgency to suddenly panic and rush to manifest the perfect existence. There is a process, a global process for Gaia herself in calling each of you home and how you are creating within her. There is a unique process for every single millions, billions of you upon the planet at this time, in how you yourselves are calling yourself home to your own co-creating within the planet, and how your co-creations are losing that element of waste production, the element of this has nowhere to go, that matches your own sense of disconnectivity, and disconnectivity from a sense of belonging within the planet. Your creations themselves generate waste that does not recycle, that does not fit within the breath of creation renewing, like the autumn leaves as they fall from the trees, yes? There is space for the homecoming from this state to a state where human creations are symbiotic within the planet, where you are freely given and with love and blessings and benevolence gifted all of her resources. There is no lack, there is only an adjustment being beautifully created, beautifully engineered, and beautifully woven into how you use her resources so that you may more truly experience abundance and the infinity, the unconditionality of givingness which is inherent within the potential of being a human being creating within Gaia. It is not that there is not enough, it is the how that is being called home. And there is even benevolence in the time scale, so that harmony may be experienced for as many as possible, as much as possible, to the fullness of allowingness in how you as a race call your creations home to be more symbiotic within the planet. We urge you not to be unkind to yourselves or each other, not to blame, not to castigate, not to call out, not to punish. For if you punish mentally another, you are also confronting that part of you who does not want to see it as punishing itself. hates its own self, has an abhorrence for how it has been creating throughout these revolutions and these lifetimes within the planet. For each of you have existed throughout the ages of co-creating with Gaia, within Gaia, where co-creation was necessarily, because this was the human experiment in the holographic dimensions of reality that you have been evolving through, each of you here now, that your creations have been dissonant, and that each of you carry within your caves of creation, your internal, energetic, metaphysical, sacred spaces, your caves of creation, the flotsam and jetsam, the refuse of not only the messy energetics of the creations that you have been a part of, you have experienced, you have been connected to, you have seen and witnessed around you and not been connected to, but been affected by. This is up now for a renewal and clearing. It is these caves of creation that are emptying not only the accumulated energetics of lifetimes of what you might call miscreating, but has simply been the co-creation state up until now. Those energetics are clearing from your caves of creation now, and they are going back to the planet, who renews them, who eats and devours and renews them in the same way the earth devours the autumn leaves. Let these energetics go, because with them comes your, not just your rage at how this has been the state of humanity creating with Gaia, and the pain that each of you hold in different notes, encoded within each of you in different notes and different symphonies and different songs of pain, that you have been a human being co-creating within a planet in a way that was not symbiotic, and this is accumulated within you, and there is an entrapment sense that, oh my gosh, it's not healing fast enough, we're not changing fast enough, humanity is not doing enough. Well, one of the resonant healing, home calling qualities in the cave of creation is a deep, resonant state, a belief in and an understanding of enoughness. We invite you into this moment for just one moment, here and now, to drop the seat of your attention into the womb, into the lower belly or the abdomen, to feel the physical sensations happening here in your body now, not to name them, attention, to rest here now, and as you do so, to contact the resonance of the word, of the quality of enoughness in this moment, or this moment only, or just a moment. I am enough. I have enough. I have done enough to be here now, to be loved unconditionally, to have belonging within this moment, this place, and this planet. And as you do this, maybe there are bubbles of not okayness that wish to rise up, and we would invite you to allow these to rise as though these are bubbles escaping to the surface of the ocean, but here you are resting on its floor, just for these few moments, taking a breath. You are enough. You have enough. You have done enough in this moment to be here for this moment. Well, this is that space of healing that will support you in times that are coming, where all of your sense of not enoughness, where the grief of creations to date has been alive and is wanting to leave, will be renewing and healing, being rebreathed. The caves of creation are being healed, renewed, realigned in the truth of unity. Just enough for this now moment. This breath, this pause, this punctuation point in your personal and collective, in your unique human evolution, the homecoming within the planet into a more embodied vibratory state of oneness, which is not just a happy sounding sentence, it is a reality that you each must walk through. We rest you now in the frequencies and resonances of grace so that the coming times may be a little easier and kinder for you. It is winter. It is the perfect time for so many of you. It is winter and it is the perfect time to be dropping into this cave of creation, into this resonance of enoughness, giving your histories, this life and many lives, to the consciousness who's willing and ready to receive this and transmute it and return it to you in spring, when it will be time. Early spring, when it will be time to move with your creations. For now, beloveds, we call you to rest in the grace available to you now. Enoughness. For when you touch down in enoughness, every part of you that believes it is not enough will be vibrated against, will rise up, and will clear through your fields. But please be aware that this is what is coming. This is the process. This is what will be externalized. So the invitation is to rest here and internally internalize this grace and this healing, this I am enough. Here are all the parts of me that haven't felt enough. Like they don't have enough, they haven't done enough, they haven't been enough all of this time. And with parts, with the unconditional compassion, whether they arise within you, whether you are looking upon another or something external to you, apparently, and judging, catch yourself with your judgments against others at this time, for it is kindness and compassion that will speed the healing of the collective and reduce the need for you each and all together, collectively and individually, to manifest dissonance, to manifest the theatre and theatrics of your inner healing stories on the world stage, on your personal world stage. For each of you will be moving through this in your own way. And nothing is alone. Of course, you know this, yes. Kindness for yourself first. And that will give rise to kindness to others. For some of you, this must happen in reverse. But however it happens, we call you to be kind. Kind, compassionate, and to rest in your bellies and to feel the grace in just one single moment outside of space and time with this mantra of enoughness. Gaia is regifting you all of her resources in infinite abundance, but it is a learning and a homecoming that puts you in touch, in deeper connection, in embodied relationship with how that's going to show up for you in your world, in your life. And there is a tenacity to this process, encoded within the innate intelligence of not just every cell you are within the organism of Gaia, but the organism of Gaia, including you. There is an innate intelligence governing how these healing times show up for every single individual. So take care, beloveds, not to impose your story upon another in these times, to reach outwards and try and control each other. which is a natural human response when there are external events that cause fear or crisis. There is a policing quality that can arise in human consciousness in these moments to control what others are doing and to be the speaker of the ultimate truth and to impose a narrative that is your narrative and then to try and conscript others to this narrative. And we suggest that the tenacity of the innate intelligence of the organism in consciousness that is Gaia, within which each of you are organisms, cells within a body with your own innate intelligence, just as the cells within your body have their own innate intelligence, how to function, what to breathe in, what is waste, where to go now, what activities are for this moment. You have these instructions embedded within you, and each of you are called to listen to your highest truth. To hear your song as a bell being rung within you. Ah, this is true for me now. This is the message that my world, my universe is bringing me now. This is the action I must take. This is the path for me. This is the narrative that is supporting me now. Okay, I will let go of that narrative. This is the narrative that is supporting me now, even though there is a space beyond all narratives from which this guidance arises within each of you. You are not expected to embody the infinity of yourselves and be with these crisis times. You are simply called to own your truth in each moment and trust that what is given, what reaches your awareness, the resources that are for you, there is a question around this, will be enough. For it is with resources that the human consciousness must focus itself, concern itself with in coming months. This can produce a lot of fear. But the benefit and the beauty of producing fear is that if you are conscious in meeting your fear and disconnecting it from narrative, disconnecting it from story, disconnecting it from structure, it becomes a vibration which leaves your fields and facilitates healing for you and others. So not everybody is called to work in this way with fear when it arises. And some of you will be consciously processing for the collective these fear vibrations and other vibrations, grief, fear, and anger, because you will be holding a harmonic resonance of peace, compassion, and oneness, of celebration that enables the denser frequencies within yourselves and the collective fields for those of you attuned to that level of work to be dissolved and consumed. Everyone has their own position in this picture of coming change, but we speak to you now as to bring you gifts, we hope, and wish they may be received of grace, that these times can be joyful, peaceful, harmonious, and kind. And those of you resting in the joy, the peace, the harmony, and the kindness, please don't allow yourselves to be shaken out of those frequencies by what you see around you that does not feel joyful or peaceful or kind. For it is in holding these frequencies within you, you hold them within the field, you allow and support and help in the way that is for you. Give yourselves permission to rest in the grace we invite you into now. These are the words we have at this time. We are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, we are from Mintaka. That's wherever else they're from, I cannot hear. No, that's it. And we are an alliance. for guidance, inspiration, alignment, and I get engineering, supporting humanity's continued ascension and evolution within Gaia and the planetary evolution happening now. Thank you for giving us this window to speak and for sitting with these words. The frequencies are part of the words. Each word, each sentence is encoded with energetic frequencies that are part of this transmission, fully intended to dance lightly, speak non-invasively with your fields through your higher selves, that you may be invited to pick and choose, integrate what is for you from this transmission, reject what is not. And open these encodement packets in right timing. That is all. We love you. We have so much love for you and so much respect for you. And we are delighted to be invited to have a part in these proceedings. That you would sit with us and open to an audience with us is a joyful experience. And we look forward to perhaps visiting. Not quite the right word, is it? Visiting. Yes, it is. Okay. Visiting and sitting with you in connectivity. We receive from you just as you receive from us. It is a benevolent and beautiful exchange. We are here with more guidance, with more information, with more inspiration, and more packets of encodements. Whenever you feel to connect with us again. Okay. So I'm just seeing all of us, however, in a beautiful energetic cell right now. It's a field that holds us in integrity. Well, we each assimilate that from the transmission, which is for us, as the guide said, via our higher selves, the directing consciousness, the ultimate filter, the one who knows what's for us, knows our consents and permissions, and knows what's benevolent and allows only what is graceful, benevolent, and appropriate and safe in the moment. I'm seeing very much a heart. I'm being shown each of us as cells, and our hearts as the center, the nucleus of the cell. And at the moment, they're just showing these beautiful lines of light coming from the nucleus of the cell to the lighting up the cell substance and invigorating, that's a funny word, invigorating the cell wall, but it's very, very beautiful. So each of us in these integration moments, and this is what integration looks like from this angle here, is those packets that are being delivered, opening in the center, charging our fields, charging our cells and our cell membranes with the I don't want to translate it too much. It's just a lovely visual, so I just want to kind of leave you with that. Okay, it doesn't feel like there's anything else. Let me just listen and see. Yeah, I think maybe these moments are lovely for just settling into our center, feeling our beating heart, our breath, our rhythms, and allowing the spaciousness that lives in between each heartbeat, in between each breath, to be, to softly fall into this moment, this spaciousness of the self, for no reason, no purpose. We can feel ourselves as the one falling in softly by spaciousness, held in softness, feeling the body sensations, not naming these, but feeling them as vibration now. And we can feel ourselves as the spaciousness itself, the one holding softly this body. This self. Exploring the moment. No agenda here now. No silence with me for these moments, just a few moments. Exploring the isness of now. Listening to the field of vibrations. And as a pebble drops in the pond, being that pond and the pebble, experiencing the ripples that are made, however subtle they are now. Knowing there is a value to the silence and spaciousness. Okay. And let's come back now a little bit from it. You can pause this if you wish to stay in. Otherwise, eyes still closed, experiencing spaciousness. Invite us to also become aware of sensations in the physical body, the physical environment around us, still eyes closed. And tilting the head gently downwards, staying with an awareness of of the feeling, the physical feeling internally now. Open the eyes just a little. Something of seeing, Stay connected to this internal state. Lift the eyes a little more, take in a little more, close them if disconnect from this internal state of feeling now. You may even at this point, when your eyes are able to lift and take in more of your space, your physical environment, and stay with that internal experience. I'm going to invite you to place the hands, let the hands go to where on the body. Just want to hold gently, create a sensation, a touch of warmth. And be wherever that is, just breathing into that space in the body now. Nothing more precious than these moments we give ourselves to be in touch and connectivity now with ourselves and with all that is. And as this warmth, this sensation touch of warmth, let it spread, let it permeate out gently in its own way. Maybe the hand wants to move to another part of the body. Do the same thing, really breathing into that warmth, touch, sensation, letting the warmth be. Perhaps it travels inwards, spreads out from where our hands are. We're not trying to make anything happen. Let's be with this a few moments longer now. Let's let the hands move one more time. And again, if you want to stay with this process, you might want to pause the tape now and just continue. Don't worry about trying to figure out what's happening or why would I be doing this now? Just trust. The hand knows where to go, the warmth knows where to flow. The mind just has the job of listening, noticing, observing, and remembering. Give it that job too. Recording for us, so we can retrieve that information later at will. Okay, so I'm feeling an awful lot of beautiful vibrations and cellular activity in my lower legs, in my just above my knees, reaching my feet. So just listen to where there's activity for you. Give yourself these moments, these precious, beautiful moments, and I promise we're drawing to a close very soon. So really give yourself these moments. Okay, thank you so much. So for those of you just coming in now, I suggest watch the replay perhaps, because I didn't send out notifications for this one. It was just the energies for the solstice are beginning now, the portal is open now, and I was guided just to go with this in the moment while it's here. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, hi, Jane. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Gentle messages in strong times, no? Wow. Good to be sat with you, love. Really good to be sat with you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm feeling this delicious, beautiful hug between those of us who are sat together now. This is human in the field. So thank you so much, love, for joining in this space. And I have so much love for you. Thank you. Let's have a beautiful day. Yes, 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 let's co-create. That is exactly what we're moving into in spring. Okay, lovely, love it. Gonna put that up there. And I'm just gonna put some of these comments up. Thanks, Jane. The alchemy, the spark of life, the caves of creation. Yes. Right, lovelies. I look forward to connecting in again. Oh, and I should say, if you want the replay of this or to be notified for future lives that are planned, message me your email address. If this is YouTube, you're watching it there. It's infinityresonance@gmail.com. You can always just send me your email address if you want to receive the replay notifications. All right, guys? Love you.